second. Showtime.
Hey guys, it's Malls, and today I'm back with a video on some of my tips and tricks for selling on Vinted. This video I'm so excited to do because I have done my tips and tricks for selling on Poshmark, which I'll link up in the cards, whichever side it's on. So before we jump into these tips and tricks, I'm gonna try and split them up in like different categories on like tips for like listing your items, tips for what to sell, tips for when you're packaging and shipping. Please hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 300 subscribers and I appreciate it all very much if you subscribe, and tell my new subscribers hi, hello. And I'll have everything linked down below in the description box of anything that I may shout out in this video, including my Vinted and some other websites and stuff. So let's jump in. So I have my handy dandy notebook and I have a few tips just to stay on track because I often get off track. So I'm going to start with when you just get the app. When you start on Vinted, I recommend filling out your description and just say a little bit about yourself and lay down some ground rules for your shop. If you're new to reselling, or even you're just selling stuff from your own closet, I'd recommend just putting down a few rules, just saying like I ship within 1 to 2 days, like prices are negotiable, like just like say stuff along the lines of that. Those are just a few things. I might screenshot and show you guys like what mine looks like. Mine's pretty long, but it is just to make it clear to people because after reselling for over 2 years now, people are kind of crazy, and I mean it happens. And people can be really mean for no reason, so you just kind of have to lay it all out, and it's just better to be safe than sorry. My second tip with listing is to list daily. So when you're first starting, Vinted actually does say to list at least 10 items. You don't have to do that all in one day, and I recommend not doing it all in one day. That can be very tiring. Try and do like 2 or 3 a day, see how it goes. If you're really excited to get listing, maybe do 6 a day and take breaks in between, and to kind of play around with like your photos and how you do things. There's like flat lays. If you have a mannequin, you can use a mannequin. If you have like a dress form, that falls into that too. Or if you have, you just use a really cute hanger and put it on a wall. If you're gonna do that, I recommend using a blank wall, either white or something like that, like a very neutral color, because you don't want it to contrast with the item that you're trying to sell. Well, sometimes that can be a good thing, but if it's going to blend in with like your wall color. For flat lays, I really like flat lays for Poshmark and anywhere that I sell. It's just really easy to lay it down and kind of play around with it. I have a few different ways that I do it. Sometimes I throw a plant in there, sometimes like a cool record, or an album, or some Polaroids and a plant, like stuff like that. I just kind of play around with it. And it's really fun. If you just want to do quick and easy ones, hangers are the way to go, and you can get like a cool wooden hanger, a velvet hanger, they sell them at Target, or you could even DIY your own from your own closet and just like maybe wrap it in a fabric or twine or whatever. When you're listing is to try and list your item a little bit higher than you normally would. So let's say you want to sell something for $10 and you know you want to make $10 at the least on the item. Well, then I recommend listing it for like $2 or $3 above that, so $12 or $13, maybe $14. And then there's room for negotiation. So if someone sends you an offer, you do get, Vinted will email you saying, this person says, hey, will you take this for this amount? So then you can either work with that, or when someone likes your item, you can send them an offer right away through the DM system that they have on Vinted. And I really recommend doing this and take advantage of it because I've made so many sales doing it this way. So when I have something listed for a higher price, then I can drop it down a few bucks and say, I usually say like, hey, thank you so much for liking my item, here's a little discount if you're looking to shop. And then the person will either purchase, or they'll say, hey, I have a few questions before I buy. And then you can just be a fast responder, which is really great with this app because it will actually show on your profile if you're like your average response time. And sometimes it's unknown, which is usually like they probably don't go on the app as much. Sometimes it will be like a day, an hour, or a few minutes, and that's always the best to have. The less response time, the better, because then people will know that you're taking this seriously. Also, a little fact is when you're listing something, the price that you list it for, or whatever you sell it for, is the money that you get. Buyers are charged a fee, not the sellers. So it's backwards. Most selling sites charge the sellers because you're using the platform, but in this case Vinted is charging the buyers. So they get charged a little bit over $1, and then that's added on to the shipping cost and the item cost, and usually no less than $1 and usually no more than like $1.50. So I also keep that in mind, that the buyers are getting charged a fee to kind of maybe price things a little bit lower, because then you might sell things a little bit faster and then people are getting a really good deal and everyone's happy in the end, especially if like you just have a lot of stuff you want to get rid of super fast. My next little thing is, if you're interested in trading, there is actually a trade option when you're listing an item. So at the way bottom, once you get to like towards the shipping and stuff, you can actually check if like the item is unisex, and then you can check if the item, if you are willing to trade, and you can check that if you want to. I personally have never traded and I'm not interested in it, just because I'm trying to get rid of things. I'm not trying to gain more things in my house. But if you are really interested in trading, then you can hit that, and usually the people that also are interested in trading, they'll like send you a message and then you can figure it out that way, which I kind of like that Vinted has that, because I know some people go like out of their way to do a trade, and I'm sure it's not that difficult once you get into it, but then it's just an even trade, and I think you just get charged shipping and it's just really easy. So that is something to note. So let's say some things are sitting for a really long time and maybe they have a few likers, maybe they don't. When I said that you should price your things a little bit higher than you wanted, this also comes into play. You want to maybe like lower your items by a few dollars. It can even be by the cent. So you can actually lower things by like a couple of cents if you want. I usually lower it by 50 cents every time I lower something. So if I have something at $10, I'll lower it down to $9.50. And Vinted will send an email out to your likers, and then they'll get notified and they might go back and buy your item because they've been waiting for it to be on sale. This is also great because I know Poshmark does this, Mercari does this. Depop is not the one that has done this yet, which I hope that they do sometime. This is great. I've sold some things doing that. You can hold your own little flash sale, which I said in my Poshmark video, and I think that's really helpful for selling some things. If you still don't sell anything, maybe you can go back in and you can actually make a new offer on items that you already made offers on and see if someone buys it that way too. Some things that you can list is makeup. It has to be brand new, it can't be used. Kids clothing, women's like everything, and men's clothing. The only thing you can't sell is like hard goods. So like let's say I wanted to sell this picture frame, I can't sell that on Vinted, but I could sell it on Mercari. It's great if you do want to have like a wide variety of things. You can sell jewelry. Now on to shipping. So my tips for packaging and shipping is, I want to make a video on how I package my items. I usually keep it pretty simple and chic. Don't go above and beyond. I know some people like literally put like a prize like in their package. I would probably only do that if like they spend over $15. I'll like throw in like a cute pencil or like some stationery, something that they can use. But I mean, there's some people that like literally just throw it away because they don't want that. So I just be careful with like what you're putting in your packages. Maybe stay away from food. I've done food before, like suckers and stuff like that. I mean, it's up to you what you feel comfortable doing. So when I package my orders, I usually use tissue paper, some twine, and I write a thank you card. So sometimes I'll make my own thank you cards, or I'll actually buy them from either the dollar store. They have like the nice Hallmark ones for $1, and you get 8 of them for $1, which is like the Target dollar spot. If you like the Target dollar spot, you can go there for your cards. Or I also like, so I used to work at Old Navy for like 4 years. That was someone's laugh. So I used to work at Old Navy for like 4 years, and I found all the deals, and we would have like these cute cards and stuff, and they went down to like 97 cents, and I bought like a ton of them, and I'm already almost out because that's how much I sell. I recommend just like, you know, maybe finding a place that you can like get some cheap cards, or if you want to make your own, I think that's really fun too. And then usually for the first price, they have a small, medium, and large package for when you're listing your item. I always usually go for small, which is a cost of $3.89, and that is a first class package. So first class package takes about 3 to 5 days to get to the buyer's house or PO box. Usually it takes a little bit less than that, but sometimes it does take a little bit longer, and so you want to keep that in mind. If you do sell something a little bit more heavy, or that is maybe a little bit more expensive and you want to have like insurance on it, I would go priority mail, which is the medium and large size packages on Vinted, because then it'll be $6-ish, and then I think it's like $8 or $9 for the large box, which is great for bundles or shoes or like a huge jacket. And this way the person will get it between 1 to 3 days with priority mail. And this is just like Poshmark. You'll also be able to use priority mail boxes and bubble mailers, envelopes, whatever priority mail stuff you have. I have a video on how to get free shipping supplies for priority mail stuff. But for first class, there's a place that I like to go down below, link it. It's You Pack and Ship, and it's a small business, and she sells packs of 25 of cute designer poly mailers for only $3.99, sometimes less than that, and they're so adorable and it's really cheap compared to Amazon. So I recommend using those for first class packages. I know Mercari has first class, Depop ships first class, so that's a great way. Otherwise, the dollar store also sells manila envelopes and you can package stuff in there. Make sure you include a thank you card, package it up as nicely. Make sure you get any like hairs off of it, especially if you're an animal owner like me. I wish you guys the best of luck. This is it for my tips and tricks for selling on Vinted. I hope that these will help you. I know Vinted can sometimes be hard to start out on compared to like Poshmark, Depop, but it's just part of the selling business, and I hope that you guys will make some sales. Be sure to comment down below your closet name, and I'll be sure to follow you, and like this video, subscribe, and remember to shine bright. Bye guys.